Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is a process video for Shimmers Paints where I am going to be using the August color kit collection along with some of the bits that I do have left, because all I got left is what you see right here, which is obviously the colors and no paper, no nothing. So this is all I got left for embellishment. So I brought in one of my older hip kit collections that matches this one up really well. So that's what these papers are. I already did my gesso for this. I'm going to pop up in the corner the sketch that I am using. It's not really a sketch, it's actually a layout that's by Natalie that's using one of the Vicky Bouton's collection. So that's going to be up there. My main focus with this one is Clearly Sage and probably Treasured Him. At least that's where I'm going to start with. I am going to mix it with either that or... nope, I don't want to do the grid. Maybe the translucent, the crackled translucent. I'm going to see what I want to do. It's probably going to be this one because I want it looking a little bit different. And then my photos are of the collection that we went to. It was the trip that we did with the apple cider. I can't wait to go back. It is actually in November when we want to do what we're going to do the next time around. So these are while we were traveling. My little Asher is so small there. It's so ridiculous of how he's just grown. And this was just a year ago. And he's just grown so much. So let's see what I can do. All right, so let's see how this is going to go. I decided to take the translucent to start out with, which is what I'm working with right here. And I took the sage color that's in the August collection. And I really made sure that it was very pasty. Because as you can tell in the layout that I am scrap lifting, there are five strips. And it's very light on the bottom. And it goes to the dark, like the actual color. Now I was trying to do something and it wasn't working, but it's okay. It'll pan itself out here once we get going. So on the sides there is color splatters, like the same color tone splatters. So I did do that, and then I come in, dab it, and then I go again so that it kind of gives you that two tones color with the dabbing, and then I let it dry, and then I went and got one of my stencils, and then I used the Snowfall grit paste, and then I used the color, the mauve, from the, I have to open it up, I forgot the color. It is a Spritz Treasured Him. And that's that color. Now, I tried to get it as thick as I could because, you know, when you add liquid to paste, it doesn't always stay a paste. So I did pretty good, but they're not really distinct. But that's okay. It doesn't bother me. You can tell for the most part that they are trying to be like hexagons in that regards. So I am doing my doodling along the side like I always do. And as you can tell, it did do some crackling on the green, which is what I wanted because it is a crackle paste. Once it's fully dried, it gives you that crackle type look. And so what I'm doing here is that I am going through the embellishments that I have left from the cut apart sheet of August collection, and then going through the hip kit collection to match it up, because it does actually match up really well for color tones. So that is what I'm doing here. Apparently my daughter's leaving or must be going back to Cam's. And I'm here in the garage. Sorry about that. So I am going through and I'm just finding the papers that I want on this. And that is what I'm doing here. So I'm adding the last sheet of paper on top. I wanted it embellished a little bit, so, or I'm not embellished, but up a little bit so that my embellishments can go underneath. And the way to do that is by adding some foam. So that is what is there, and that is how my photo is going to look. And then I'm just going to come in and embellish. So I am going to do that piece up top, and then I'm going to do my embellishment on the bottom. Now, I do my embellishments just a tad bit different than what is in the layout, but I will link the layout down below for you to be able to go check that out as well. As just check out everything else from Shimmers. If you use my name in the comments, you will get a freebie. So it's just Miranda, you put in the comments and you'll get a freebie, and it's always something different. And you never know what you're going to get. And that is why I love Shimmers. I have been working with my stash for Shimmers, and some of them that I have purchased, a couple months ago to almost a year ago are still fantastic. I absolutely love them. It is one of the companies that I have stuck around with, and I've really actually only use Shimmers paints when it comes to my mixed media. When it's the wet, like the wet medium. That's what I call the wet medium, is because it's really wet when you have to use it. Whereas I use some of the drier mediums. You guys know that I'll use like Distress Oxides in my inks that are out of an ink pad. That is more of a drier wet medium than a wet medium like this is. So this is something easy to achieve, and it does not warp your paper as much. I did do gesso on the clear gesso. You can't even tell that I did use it. It just helps that barrier just a little bit. But I absolutely love how this turned out. I think using the embellishments along with the collections that are with the hip kit, it matches up perfectly. I like the roses colors in there. I added some of the other stuff. My title is going to be called Good Company, and I think this fox has autumn vibes or something on it too. And I just love how I just layered little pieces by little pieces onto this, and it worked out wonderful. It's a really good collection that is so my style, so my color tones, and it matches a lot of my collections because it's that, I call it that boho muted color tones that are lighter and like kind of darker but yet warm and cool at the same time. I just love it. It's just, this collection is amazing. So I'll link everything down below. Make sure that you go check out the Pinterest pin that I did too. That'll help you look at what I did and what I scrap lifted along with it. I did get out some of the little bits. Now this tag gave me some troubles here, and you'll see me working with it, and then I had to turn the camera off, and then I finally get it. Because I was, if I didn't do my voiceover, you would be hearing the cursing. Lord Jesus. But I'm just going through all of the little bits and bobs that I wanted to add to this collection, just to add that fall, that more of that autumn vibe. Oh, it's called Autumn Dream. That's what the fox is holding. And all of that fun stuff. And then I'm just going to add, like I said, I'm just going to add these little bits. I'm just kind of going through and trying to add it together. And then I get out Christmas cheer. That is my go-to. Like, if you are missing your Heidi swap, Christmas cheer is like the bomb. That is super close. That is like a spitting image of that Heidi swap. And that's why I like this one. You'll see that it is a Shimmers. So you just have to mix it up, and then it's good to go. I've had this one for a long time, and it's still going strong for me. I'm just adding these little big dots. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. We do upload quite a bit. Design teams, all of that fun stuff. The still shots are coming up. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.